cancel culture, as we would
Cancel
say.
culture.
And what is now the very cynical use of cancel culture as not just a marketing tool, but not just a product, but as a marketing tool. And this
For those of
infuriates
you
me.
who don't know, Brett was absolutely furious reading this article this morning. Like,
I got angrier the farther
it was
down I
another
got.
level.
Okay, so the concept here is that cancel culture, when it's done correctly, is not to make you lose your job. It is not to make other people dislike you. The active goal of cancel culture is for you to kill yourself. That's what they want. That's what the activists on the internet want. They don't want you to be able to make.
I mean,
a
has
living.
that happened?
There was the
Actually, yeah.
Yes, there was.
I get messages and comments like that all the time.
But
Yep.
like, do they ever succeed?
There was
Yep.
the video game. There was the video gamer who did it after his ex-girlfriend. I don't remember his name, so I'm not going to call it. Yes, it has happened. But the point is, they don't want you just jobless. They want you homeless. They want you to end your life. That's what they want. And now Hollywood, very cynically, because they're garbage human beings that will use anything to their ends, have turned something as insidious and awful as the concept of a bunch of losers on the internet who want to get people they don't like, who believe things that they don't believe, to kill themselves, and turned it into a product. And then I do not blame this on the actress in this article. I don't believe this is her fault. It's the framing of the way it's done in this Daily Mail article that I hate very much. So it says, so often I don't say things I truly believe, Naomie Harris reveals. She reveals that she censors herself because she's terrified of cancel culture in a cover shoot for Amazing Magazine. So now, the first paragraph is her feelings, her generic feelings on cancel culture, which, like I said, taken to its final conclusion, is to get people to off themselves, and then it becomes about a photo shoot. The whole thing, the rest of it. That's insane. So it says Naomie Harris
so it's the tone shift that bothers you.
It's the tone shift. I'm like waiting for it to come back up because it's the headline, and it's just about what she's wearing.
Well, when I was reading this, I thought, like, in the beginning, okay, I get what she's saying.
Yeah.
I totally agree with this.
And I agree
and
with
then
it.
once it shifted, I thought surely it's going to go back, and it never did. It just went deeper into what outfit she was wearing and
That
her,
explains why I got
thin
nothing from
dusting
this
of
article.
makeup and the shoot. And
Yeah, the point of it is that there is nothing to get on a topic
Right.
that's extremely serious.
I thought she had something interesting to say about like casting.
oh,
Yes.
there is something
No,
in here about
Yeah, she explained that during her career she steered clear of playing stereotypical roles, and said she admires her younger self for sticking to her beliefs despite being a so-called starving actress. I said, I will only play roles that represent positive depictions of black women, which is extraordinary.
That feels like that does take guts to do, because you can't be that like right now. If you're if you like playing bad guys, being a middle-aged white guy, you are in heaven right now, because it's like evil CEO, evil businessman, evil politician, evil this, evil that, and that's I've told this story where like a friend of mine showed me this video where he's like, I feel bad for guys like Sterling K. Brown. I love this example where he was in This Is Us, and they're like, imagine he never gets to play any type of bad guy roles anymore, because they weren't going to hire an African American guy to play villain roles these days, because they just weren't doing it for a couple years. So he gets the role as like a kind of bad guy in the Predator movie. He's like chewing the scenery, he's chomping his gum really loud, being a dick to everyone, and he looks like he's having the time of his life while he's doing it. But she says Naomie Harris has revealed that she censors herself because she is terrified of cancel culture, and that she wants to be part of a society where there is a discussion. I agree.
I think
Who doesn't?
she's great in the article. It's just the direction they turn it
Yes.
to.
So she admitted that she often doesn't say the things that she truly believes because she doesn't feel that she can voice her opinions in a safe space. I don't know if a safe space exists anymore. We're going to talk in a little bit about the Priscilla Presley thing along with this. She told Amazing Magazine, I may hate someone's opinion, but I'd rather be part of a society in which they are allowed to say it. So it's like the Voltaire quote, right? I don't agree with what you say, but I'll defend until death your right to say it. So she goes on. She says, so often I don't say the things I truly believe because I don't feel there is a safe space in which to say them, because people are so quick to call cancel. I think it's also people are quick to take what you say, twist it, and formulate it to fit their own narrative of what they're talking about. One thing that we do here is like a lot of times we find these articles and it's a lot of headline twisting, and it ends up being a much ado about nothing a lot of the times. But does this feel like something that will get worse? And I believe it will. That this will become
The marketability of cancel culture.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's complained about the most by the people who are the least affected by it.
I don't believe that Naomie Harris has a whole ton of views that are going to get her in a lot of trouble.
Of course.
I just
and
don't.
like once you're in the position of a celebrity, really the best thing you can do if you're in the position where people are attempting to cancel you is to ignore it. Mm-hmm. And then you pretty much have your job security and your private life to yourself. What is not addressed is how cancel culture affects ordinary people who are become embroiled in controversies about things they did privately in their small lives that they never expected to become public information.
And from these big, in a lot of the things that I've been watching lately, is a lot of people feel that it's dying out. The concept of cancel culture is dying out. Like a lot of people, Ricky Martin,
at least the terminology.
Ricky Martin, like
out.
Had the weird claims about having a sexual relationship with his own nephew, and then he was cleared.
Those were rescinded,
and he was cleared in court. And they said, and his nephew retracted the statement. He didn't lose his job.
Maybe because Ricky Martin paid off his old manager.
Yeah,
then she was like, okay, told the nephew, rescind your comments. This is dealt with. I don't know.
Does this feel cynical to you? The concept
the
of
Naomie Harris comments or the way it was written?
The way it was written.
Well, sure. But, I mean, what do you expect from media outlets?
I expect
they have
better.
to make money. They have to get you to click on it, and you clicked on it, right?
Yes, and that's why we're talking about it. Because if I'm not going to get my 5 minutes back, then I'm going to at least make a topic out of it.
I'm glad that you can, express your anger here.
Yes,
this is a safe space for you.
It is cynical because it seems like they're like cancel culture.
Thank you.
As a thing has become so prevalent that they're now using it as like a common marketing tactic to get you to look at these model pictures.
Yep.
It's a very shallow depth that they went into the cancel culture at all here. So.
I think she looks really good in the picture.
She does.
That's what they wanted from you.
I think
they got me.
I think maybe that's what you said. That might be like maybe it was the shallowness of the rest of the article. Like if they had been like about her family, it wouldn't have felt so.
If it had been an ordinary feature that celebrities get all the time, I don't think you would have thought anything of it.
It's a very quick drop off to just.
They could have put any other title, and it'd be the same thing.
Yeah.
Like nothing in the middle. Like
her opinion on cancel culture is just the cherry on top of that topic. Yeah.
It's literally like, I'm scrolling. I'm like, okay, it's a nice looking dress, I guess. And it's literally just explaining
it
the photo
pisses you
shoot.
off so much.
It's an incendiary headline.
And then we have the topic about Priscilla
Presley went on Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Where you're never censored unless you're that one person who tried to talk to him about...
Unless you're in the green room for Piers Morgan Uncensored and they tell you the list of like 10 different things that you're not supposed to talk about.
And she talks about... they talk here about... it says...
if he corrects you on your language in the middle of the interview.
When I was interviewed by him, they let me say whatever I wanted.
Oh,
I don't know.
And also there was just a slight delay, which was funny because I got a lot of messages from people saying the delay, it made it so he didn't interrupt you at all. And apparently he interrupts some of his guests, but I like talking to him. But they didn't tell him.
Some
don't
guests
say something.
have complained of being told before their interview, you can't talk about this.
It was about him and Meghan Markle. Like they're like, you can't talk about him and Meghan Markle.
And like then when we were talking about who are we talking about last week who was on Piers Morgan?
I don't remember which one.
He talked about like Amber Heard. He talked about Tom Cruise.
The dude from
Mickey
Rourke.
Yeah. When he was in the middle of his interview, he was getting like really deep and personal, and he was using some curse words, and then like in the middle of while he's talking, Piers Morgan is like, all right, cool it with the language, please.
So they talk, it says Morgan mused, and now he's talking to Priscilla Presley. It says, Muse says, would Elvis have survived this weird cancel culture that we now have to endure? It really feels like he's latched onto it and made it his thing as much as it's not his
And ask
thing.
it in a way that's relevant, which is his weird predatory relationship with her.
Yes. So it says, that's a good question. This is Priscilla's answer. She said, before getting She said, that's a good question, she said. I think of that often before getting political. She says, you know what Elvis would think? He wouldn't believe what is going on right now in this country or all over. What's happening to this planet? He was very concerned about our presidents, who was ruling the country. The British talk show host pressed her on what Elvis would have think about what's currently going on in the U.S. He wouldn't believe it, she said. I don't think any of us believe what's going on right now. We've never been through anything like this, and it's pretty much global, but us as a country, it's baffling.
What is this?
I'm guessing she means cancel culture and the idea that you're going to get in trouble at a moment's notice. It's baffling, and she says it's truly baffling. For the first time, I'm worried about my future, the future of my children, my grandchildren as well. It's very unpredictable. Elvis would probably go to the president like he did with Nixon, put his foot down and say, hey, what's going on? I'm picturing Elvis doing that now.
Dude, I don't know. If Elvis were alive today, he'd probably be on, the side of Antifa.
You think so?
Really?
I mean, back when he was doing his thing, all the kids were on his side, and the adults were trying to cancel him for being overtly risque with his legs shaking and stuff.
Yep.
Well, I think even after his death, people kind of went after him.
Yep.
For stuff.
There
were some celebrities who would defend him.
Well, we covered him and his very, very creepy relationship with
Priscilla, who still defends him.
Who still defends him to this day. They met when she was 14, and he was
28.
He was
20.
Yeah.
Wait.
He was 28.
And
yeah.
they didn't get married.
She was 21 when and he was 32
21.
when they got married, which means that's a
9-year age difference.
But she moved in with him when she was 15.
That's an 11-year.
Oh, sorry,
age
I'm not good at math.
right?
And she moved in
Yeah.
with him when she was 15, but they said they didn't consummate the relationship until they got
There
married.
was so much weird stuff that
That is
we
bizarre.
can't even rehash it right now. But
She
Must
says
not.
she says I don't know what happened to freedom. I don't know if there is freedom here anymore. She continued, explaining that people have to be very careful what you say, how you say it. I think it's a very dangerous time. I think what's going to happen, I think the logical conclusion if society is to get back to some sense of normalcy is eventually everyone's been in trouble, so then no one's been in trouble.
Yeah, it's not like a big deal anymore to be publicly called out for something, and people are getting tired of all the BS and not putting up with it anymore.
I think that precedent can be set in Hollywood, but not for normal people. I think normal people are still
true.
the ultimate targets.
I would hope that eventually they learn to not the idea would be that it becomes something where is the biggest fear employers. You're worried about not being able to find jobs. When somebody writes a hit piece article about you, the goal on that is that the first thing that comes up when your name gets searched is this person is this, right? Which your employer is then going to look and be like, I don't know if we can hire that person. Mm-hmm. The funniest part being growing up, I'm a little bit older than everyone here. It was always be careful what you put on the internet. Nobody really took that seriously.
Yeah.
Nobody my age took that seriously. Not really. And now you're kind of seeing it play out in a different way.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's not going to happen to celebrities because they're always going to have those articles written about them. They get lost in the weeds.
Yeah.
But also with normal people, there is the possibility that someone who's not known at all gets canceled for something, and it's something that's they're right about, and then they all of a sudden become popular.
Yep.
James Damore, maybe.
Do tell. Keep going.
Oh, I mean, he was the one who wrote that the Google expose thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And then there were also a lot of other innocuous examples that involved at times underage high school kids.
Yeah.
That girl who wore a kimono to her prom.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the earliest examples of it.
Yep.
And it was the most egregious.
I was telling somebody about that because it's they showed it they had all the tweets where people from Japan were like, this is great, this is awesome, they were really kind of flattered that she would choose to do
and
that.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
But even if those tweets praising her had not been posted, it's completely innocuous to wear something like that.
I also think to go after a child,
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of messed up. Even if somebody did something wrong, you can't hold a minor accountable the same way as an adult. You know?
But now, unlike a celebrity, when you Google this girl's name, this is what you are going to find forever.
There was the girl in the K-pop group who got in trouble for
I
bullying
forget
when she
her
was,
name.
15.
No, not when she was 15. She was 15, present day,
So
and they were mad about some school bullying accusations she got about bullying when she was 12.
12. Yep. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.